Hello there, my name is Pankaj Mishra. You're watching News9 Live, bringing you now all the latest from the world, and obviously something, a piece of news that is developing as we speak. Kim Jong Un is reportedly headed to Vladivostok. Now, it is being reported that Kim Jong Un is headed to Russia after accepting an invitation from Russian President Vladimir Putin. The announcement comes amidst U.S. concerns that the leaders might engage in arms discussion. While details remain undisclosed, neither country specified the visit's timing, location or the agenda. The Kremlin's note on Kim's official visit in the coming days was the last communique that was issued from Kremlin. But now the North Korean state media is reporting that Kim Jong Un is indeed headed to Vladivostok. We are joined by two gentlemen as of now to discuss the matters further. My colleague from all the way from Washington, Shri, and also Major General A.K. Sivach there with us. General Sivach, good to have you once again here. The thing is, once we, earlier in the day, when the issue of Maldives cropped up, we thought that this could be the big story of the day. But now we hear that Kim Jong Un is headed to Russia, giving much headache, I would say, to the world for one, and to United States in particular. How do you see it?
You see, as far as Pankaj, the relationship between North Korea and Russia is going, they are becoming very warm. The reason is simple. You know, this war between Russia and Ukraine has been more than 1.5 years. And Russia is feeling a shortage of weapons and ammunition. Not too many countries are coming forward to give them. It is only North Korea as well as Iran. And to some extent, underhand, the China is giving. China is not openly supporting Russia. The reason is China has got a trade with European Union and America of $3 trillion. China knows that when, in case it becomes open, then there are going to be economic sanctions put by the Europe as well as US. And it does not want to basically play with its economy. But as far as the North Korea is concerned, it is going in a big way to give them a weapon and ammunition. And that's why you find the meetings are taking place too many times between Putin and Kim Jong Un. Now, Kim Jong Un, as we are aware, mostly he does not travel by air and he goes by train only. Possibly he would have gone by that. But as on today, the crunch point is that it needs missiles, it needs rockets, it needs ammunition, it needs weapon. And the North Korea is there to give it. And North Korea has almost become undeclared nuclear also. Because the number of weapon systems which it has, it has already crossed the threshold. So as far as, Putin and Kim Jong Un meeting together, this is very obvious. This axis is already emerging. The axis, it is Russia, China, North Korea and Iran. Iran is another country which has given weapon to Russia. That is Shahid drone. The Shahid drones have played a very important role in this Russia-Ukraine war. When Ukraine has got the best of the weapon from the NATO, it has got a Barkhtar drone from Turkey, it has got Switchblade drones from US. Also the best of the weapon in terms of tanks, that is from UK, that is their tank Challenger 2, Leopard 2 from Germany and Abraham. But as far as Russia is concerned, it is finding shortage of weapon and ammunition, and there are only 2-3 countries that are ready to give. And North Korea is very important for Russia today because it needs weapons and ammunition more than anything else.
Absolutely, absolutely, Major General. Stay with us. Shri, we heard Jake Sullivan a few days ago, before this purported meeting actually took shape, and we heard from Kremlin as well that the concerns of United States were clear, and they said obviously that there would be repercussions. Now, as we understand, United States and South Korea are engaged in joint military drills, almost close to North Korea as well. Do you believe that this could be one of the many reasons why Kim Jong Un would rather want to have, more lasting relations with Russia than maybe staying in the dark that what is going to happen next?
Pankaj, the fact is, just before the, probably at the time when Putin was planning, the attack in Ukraine, that's approximately the time when, they even started considering North Korea or talking to them, because otherwise, Russia has not really bothered so much with North Korea because it doesn't really make a difference in its scheme of things. It's something which Russia would use to irritate other global powers, like especially the United States and others. But I think right now the need for North Korea is basically for the arms and ammunition, which incidentally the shells that Russian tanks need right now are those manufactured by North Korea, because North Korea still has those old Soviet era, basically ammunition. So that fits very easily with Russia's immediate requirement. That is number one. Second, North Korea, of course, has been rattling its saber and threatening, that it'll send a intercontinental ballistic missile aimed at US. So, one of the reasons why Jong Un would be interested in, a deal with Russia is obviously to get some nuclear capability, especially for his ICBMs, because that's his big dream, and especially for re-entry purposes. It's more of Russia's immediate need, which has brought them closer on the table with Kim Jong Un. I don't think there is any great value otherwise, which Russia attaches historically to North Korea. But now in this world where Russia, China, and North Korea are coming closer, we need to see how much of this nuclear issue becomes a bigger threat. So definitely there's a possibility that, if things go bad, that nuclear, capability technology is given to North Korea, especially for the ICBMs. So that's a real possibility. And which is why US is very keenly watching this development and also deploying, its ships in the region as a warning to North Korea and Russia both.
Well, Shri, I mean, absolutely. There are so many aspects. Once again, Major General Sivach, I believe, I just want to know from you, which is a worse situation? North Korea supplying weapons to Russia against Ukraine, which is getting weapons from the West and NATO countries, or North Korea's own ambitions of harboring and launching ICBMs and developing them? Because time and again we see Kim Jong Un on a boat, on a military field, taking note and checking the advances that its army is making.
Pankaj, what has happened is North Korea has already become a nuclear state. North Korea has tested the nuclear weapon. Now it is refining its weapon system, especially intercontinental ballistic missile. And they have been over a period of time helped by China and Russia, though not overtly but covertly. So as on today, they are already a nuclear state. They have almost 80 to 90 nuclear warheads. At the same time, they are refining their capability of ICBM so that they can strike to the mainland of US, especially the Hawaii and Guam Island, which are there of US. Now, as far as the axis concerned, no doubt about it, North Korea is also totally antagonized, because the joint exercise taking between US and South Korea, US and Japan. So all this, things, as on today, the military alliance which is there of the US between Japan, US and South Korea is becoming now very serious, because, the US is always apprehensive that the China can attack Taiwan anytime. China may not give you a time. Therefore, what US is doing threefold. One is it is now arming Taiwan to an extent that it should be able to defend itself by having the best air defense system, including the Patriot air defense system available to them, F-35, F-22 Raptor. At the same time, also making both Japan as well as South Korea equipped and armed with all the weapon systems. And today you find the military presence of US has increased both in South Korea and Japan. So overall, what it looks like that once Donald Trump was there, you find some sort of negotiation going between Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un. But that is a matter of past now. Now, at that time, the North Korea was still not nuclear. But as on today, it is already unstated nuclear, and world is taking them in nuclear. They are now refining their intercontinental ballistic missile. They are also testing their water drones. They are also developing hypersonic missile technology. So today, in case the weapon systems are given by North Korea to Russia, and in return it gets the best technology for ICBM and all, it is a big threat for the whole world peace. And this is a cause of concern for everyone to ponder.
Absolutely cause of concern for everyone. Shri, talking about the curious case of Vladimir Putin now. 2 global summits he skipped, one for the fear of ICC's arrest. Secondly, Sergei Lavrov came to G20 in India. The first one was BRICS, obviously. For him, he got rid of Wagner chief in a very typical Putinish fashion. And now, these overtures of forging alliances or talking to old friends to get arms and ammunition, do you believe that these are the signs of somewhere a weakened Putin, or is it a Putin who is still holding his fort?
So, this is an indication, Pankaj, of the nature of the war, because I don't think Russia expected this war to last this long. Now we are well past 18 months. February is when, Russia, 2022 was when Russia attacked Ukraine. Now we are sitting in September 2023. So the war has dragged on for a much longer than what Putin expected. And secondly, don't forget that now, US is, after UK, US is now going to send, shells to Ukraine that can penetrate Russian tanks. These are new developments are happening. Ukraine is getting equipped with better and better weapons so that it can take on Russia and reclaim some of its territories. So the war is intensifying in some sense. So Putin obviously needs, his ammunition. They have lost a lot of tanks. By some reports, almost 6,000 tanks have been lost by Russia. So they don't have the speed to crank up so many that they can keep this battle going on. So they are in desperate need of arms and ammunition, and as Major General mentioned, there aren't too many sources for these arms and ammunition. China cannot come in overtly and help because it's a huge economy. It has to balance, all said and done, despite its spats with the US. It cannot overdo anything which upsets its own position vis-a-vis US and Europe, because those are two big markets. So Putin doesn't have too many options. So he's going with someone who can help him at this point to a very limited purpose. So I hope it does not, degenerate or escalate into some sort of a deal where Kim gets his hands on technology for the latest state-of-the-art technology for ICBMs, because then that means that we are entering a totally new phase of uncertainty as far as the world is concerned, Pankaj.
Right, gentlemen, thank you so much. We are completely out of time. Thank you so much, Major General A.K. Sivaj. Shri, always a pleasure to talk to you. One final question, Major General Sivaj, I wanted to let you know that Shri, our colleague, joins us all the way from Washington. Shri, does the world need a man called Donald Trump to rein in Kim Jong Un? Remembering the Sochi days.
Actually, if you look at it, Mr. Trump was the one who actually, went and met Kim.
Absolutely.
So I think he tried diplomacy, but the fact remains that Kim is an unpredictable element. So you cannot predict which way he will go. So which is what makes him such a difficult person to deal with for the world. So I think no matter who the president is, I think US has a certain policy. Obviously, it doesn't like use of nuclear weapons and doesn't want any country to, use that in a threatening fashion. So I think that will be a larger policy which US follows, irrespective of who's in the White House.
Right, indeed. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a very good evening. Thank you so much for speaking to News9 Live. Well, obviously, the meeting between Putin and Kim Jong Un, needless to say, would grab global headlines. Thanks for watching this broadcast. More news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.